All right, get ready, because today we're diving deep into something I know a lot of you are curious about: natural ways to feel full and manage those hunger pangs.
And we'll be comparing those strategies to the effects of Ozempic, that medication everyone's buzzing about.
It's all about giving you practical, healthy ways to take control of your health.
Absolutely. We'll break down the science behind both Ozempic and these natural alternatives so you can make informed choices.
Love that. Okay, so let's kick things off with this whole Ozempic phenomenon.
Sure.
Honestly, I'm a little curious about it, but I'm always a bit wary of medications. Can you give me the rundown? What exactly is Ozempic?
Well, Ozempic is a prescription medication, primarily used to treat type 2 diabetes, but it's also been approved for weight loss. It mimics a hormone naturally found in your body called GLP-1.
GLP-1. Okay, that rings a bell. But can you remind me what it actually does?
Basically, GLP-1 acts like a messenger. It tells your brain, hey, we're good here, no need to eat more right now. It slows down how quickly your stomach empties so you feel fuller for longer after a meal. And it also interacts with those hunger-regulating receptors in your brain.
Ah, so it's like putting the brakes on those cravings. Interesting. But I've also heard some rumblings about potential downsides.
You're right. While Ozempic can be effective, there are possible side effects like nausea and some digestive issues. And there are also more serious risks like pancreatitis.
Okay, definitely something to keep in mind. Which leads us to the exciting part. Our deep dive today is also based on research into foods that can naturally mimic some of those Ozempic effects, but without those risks. Tell me more.
It's pretty fascinating. A lot of these foods offer a whole range of benefits beyond just making you feel full. Things like heart health, better digestion, even sharper brain function. It's a more holistic approach to managing hunger.
I like where this is going. So it's not about a quick fix. It's about nourishing your body from the inside out.
Exactly. And it's a more sustainable approach in the long run compared to relying on medication. Plus, no side effects to worry about.
Okay, enough teasing. Let's get down to specifics. I know we have a list of 10 natural hunger busters. What's first up?
Well, you mentioned being cautious about medications and wanting to prioritize your overall health, so let's start with avocados. They're full of healthy fats and fiber, which help you feel full for longer. But they're also fantastic for brain function, which is crucial with your busy schedule.
Avocados for brain power. I'm sold. I knew those guacamole nights were good for something.
Yeah.
What else is on the list?
Next up, we have a tiny but mighty ingredient, chia seeds. They're packed with soluble fiber, which is like nature's appetite suppressant. Imagine them as tiny sponges in your stomach.
Tiny sponges. Go on.
Chia seeds absorb water and expand, creating that "I'm full" signal.
Wow, I never thought about it like that.
Mm.
Usually I just sprinkle them on my yogurt. But are they good for anything besides keeping me full?
Absolutely. Chia seeds are little nutritional powerhouses. They're loaded with omega-3 fatty acids and antioxidants, which are both great for your heart and brain.
Speaking of yogurt, I see Greek yogurt on the list too. That's already a regular part of my breakfast routine.
Perfect. Greek yogurt offers a winning combo of protein and probiotics. The protein slows down digestion, and the probiotics work their magic on your gut health, which can play a role in regulating those hunger hormones.
So a healthy gut means less hunger. I'm learning so much already. Now let's talk about snacking. I'm always looking for healthy options that will actually satisfy me between meals.
Well, when those afternoon cravings strike, almonds are your new best friend. They're packed with healthy fats, protein, and fiber, a triple threat against hunger.
Wait, so a handful of almonds is a better choice than, say, a bag of chips?
Absolutely. Almonds provide sustained energy, help reduce inflammation, and improve your heart health, all things you won't find in a bag of processed snacks.
Got it. Almonds it is. What else is there?
Let's talk about eggs, another protein powerhouse. They're loaded with protein and essential amino acids.
I've always heard that eggs are good for you, but how do they help with managing hunger?
Well, they promote that feeling of fullness and help stabilize your blood sugar levels. Plus, they're incredibly nutrient-dense, supporting everything from muscle repair to brain health.
Okay, I'm convinced. Eggs are in. What about some plant-based protein options?
Lentils are a great place to start. They're rich in both fiber and protein. And because they digest slowly, they help keep your blood sugar stable, preventing those energy crashes that often lead to overeating.
I've actually been meaning to try more lentil recipes. What's a good way to incorporate them into my meals?
They're so versatile. You can toss them into soups, stews, salads, or even use them to make veggie burgers. And bonus, they're incredibly budget-friendly.
Lentils delicious, nutritious, and easy on the wallet. I'm adding them to my shopping list. What's next?
Let's talk quinoa. It's another fantastic grain that's a complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids. And like lentils, it's loaded with fiber, which helps control blood sugar and keeps hunger at bay.
I love quinoa. I usually make it as a side dish. Any suggestions for making it more of a meal?
Absolutely. You can add it to breakfast bowls, salads, or even use it as a base for stir fries. It's gluten-free, nutrient-dense, and supports healthy digestion.
Okay, that gives me some ideas. Quinoa, check. What else do we have on our hunger-busting list?
Now for a delicious and satisfying option, salmon. It's high in protein and those omega-3 fatty acids we talked about earlier.
I do love salmon, but I usually only have it once a week. Is that enough to reap the benefits?
Even once a week can make a difference. Salmon reduces hunger, fights inflammation, and is good for your brain, your heart, even your skin.
Wow, salmon really is a multitasker.
Yeah.
I'll definitely keep up my weekly dose. What's next? This is getting really interesting.
Ready for a surprise? Dark chocolate, specifically 70% or higher, can actually suppress your appetite and fight those sugar cravings.
Wait, seriously? Chocolate? I thought that was off limits when it comes to healthy eating.
It's all about choosing the right kind. Dark chocolate contains compounds that help regulate those hunger hormones. And of course, it's a fantastic source of antioxidants. Just remember, moderation is key.
Okay, dark chocolate is officially back on my good list. This is such good news. What's the last food on our list?
We're finishing strong with broccoli. It's low in calories but high in fiber and water, which means it fills you up without a lot of calories.
Broccoli's a staple at my house, but mainly because it's healthy. I had no idea it could actually help with feeling full.
That's what's so great about these natural hunger busters. They're not just healthy, they actually work to keep you satisfied.
Yeah.
And to top it off, broccoli is a vitamin powerhouse, boosting your immune system, providing essential vitamins, and supporting your body's natural detoxification processes.
So it's not just about feeling full, it's about feeling good overall.
Exactly. It's about nourishing your body from the inside out. And unlike some medications, these foods work with your body, not against it.
What do you mean by that?
When we rely on medications to manage our hunger or weight, we're basically overriding our body's natural signals and processes. And while that can be necessary in some cases, it's not always the most sustainable or holistic approach.
So with these natural foods, we're giving our bodies what they need to function optimally, which in turn helps regulate our hunger hormones and metabolism naturally.
Exactly. It's about giving your body the tools it needs to do what it does best.
That makes a lot of sense. I'm already feeling more empowered to make healthier choices.
That's what this is all about, empowering you to take control of your health and well-being.
Okay, so we've covered our 10 amazing foods, but now I'm wondering, how do I actually work these into my daily routine?
That's a great question. Let's look at some delicious examples.
Okay, let's get practical. What do you suggest?
For breakfast, imagine starting your day with a bowl of that Greek yogurt we talked about.
I love it. That's already my go-to. What can I add to it to make it even more powerful?
Try topping it with some chia seeds and maybe a sprinkle of dark chocolate shavings.
Chia seeds, check. Dark chocolate, now you're talking. What about lunch? I always struggle to find something that will keep me full until dinner.
How about a vibrant quinoa salad?
Okay, tell me more. What goes in this salad?
You could toss in some cooked lentils, some chopped broccoli, and some creamy avocado slices. It's a delicious way to get a variety of those hunger-busting nutrients.
That sounds amazing. I can't wait to try it. What about snacking? I always get those afternoon cravings.
A handful of almonds or a couple of boiled eggs are great options for keeping those hunger pangs at bay.
Almonds and eggs? Check. They're both so easy to grab and go. What about dinner? I'm always looking for healthy and satisfying dinner ideas.
How does grilled salmon with a side of roasted broccoli sound?
Absolutely. Healthy, flavorful, and checks all the hunger-busting boxes.
And the best part is, these are just a few examples. There are endless possibilities. You can get creative and find what works best for you and your taste buds.
I love that. This is starting to feel less like a diet and more like a culinary adventure.
Exactly. It's not about deprivation. It's about enjoying delicious whole foods that make you feel good from the inside out.
This is so inspiring. I'm feeling a lot more optimistic about managing my hunger and reaching my health goals. But as we're talking about food and health, it makes me wonder, if food can impact our physical well-being so much, what about its impact on our mental and emotional well-being?
That's a really fascinating question, one that deserves more exploration. We know that certain nutrients are essential for brain function and regulating our mood.
So what we eat could actually affect how we feel emotionally. That's incredible.
It certainly seems that way. But before we get into that, let's quickly recap what we've covered. We've explored the science behind Ozempic, uncovered the power of those natural foods for managing hunger, and even touched on that potential link between food and mental well-being. It's been quite a journey already.
It has. And it's amazing how much power we have over our own health just by making conscious choices every day.
You're absolutely right. It's all about taking ownership of our well-being and making those informed decisions that support our long-term health goals.
You know what? I'm feeling ready to do just that. Thanks to all this information, I'm excited to start incorporating these natural hunger busters into my routine.
That's fantastic. And remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about progress over perfection.
I love that. It's about giving myself permission to explore, try new things, and find what truly nourishes me. But now I'm even more curious about that connection between food and our mental and emotional states. I can't wait to dive into that.
Well, get ready because that's exactly what we're going to do. In part 2 of our deep dive, we'll be exploring the fascinating world of how food can impact our mood, our energy levels, and even our outlook on life.
This is going to be good. I can't wait.
We'll be back soon, but until then, keep those minds curious and those bellies happy.
Okay, so we've covered some amazing natural alternatives to feel full and satisfied. But before the break, you mentioned something about food impacting our mental and emotional well-being.
Yes, it's quite fascinating, isn't it?
It is. It really underscores how food is so much more than just fuel for our bodies.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
It can impact our mood, our energy levels, even our outlook on life.
I'm all ears.
Ah.
Where do we even begin to unpack that connection?
Well, let's start with the fundamentals.
Okay.
We know that certain nutrients are essential for our brains to function properly and for us to feel good emotionally. Take omega-3 fatty acids, for example.
Those were in salmon and chia seeds, right?
Exactly. They're crucial for maintaining the health of our brain cell membranes.
Gotcha.
But it's not just about healthy fats.
Right.
Foods rich in B vitamins are also critical.
Oh, okay. Like lentils and eggs.
You got it.
Yeah.
B vitamins are essential for the production of neurotransmitters.
Neurotransmitters.
Think of them as the chemical messengers in our brains that regulate everything from mood and sleep to our stress response.
So if I'm feeling stressed or having trouble sleeping, maybe I should reach for some lentils instead of, say, a bag of chips.
Now you're thinking. Processed foods, especially those loaded with sugar and refined carbohydrates, can actually contribute to mood swings and those dreaded energy crashes, making it even harder to cope with stress.
That makes a lot of sense. So it's not just about what we eat, but also what we choose to avoid.
Precisely. And this is where it gets even more interesting.
Okay.
There's a growing body of research highlighting the link between gut health and our mental and emotional well-being.
Wait, are you saying there's a connection between my gut and my mood?
You bet. Remember those probiotics we discussed in Greek yogurt?
Uh-huh.
Well, research suggests that a healthy gut microbiome can actually have a positive impact on our mood and how well our brains function.
Wow, I never would have guessed that. So a happy gut really does equal a happy me.
It's all interconnected. And as we explore this further, it's important to note that while certain foods can support mental and emotional well-being, they're not a substitute for professional help if you're struggling with a mental health condition.
That's a really good point. Food can be a powerful tool, but it's not a cure-all. It's about taking a holistic approach to our health, which includes nourishing our bodies with the right foods and seeking professional support when we need it.
Absolutely. And while we're still unraveling this complex relationship between food and our mental and emotional states, the evidence is mounting. Making conscious choices about what we eat can have a profound impact on how we feel, both physically and mentally.
You know, as fascinating as this is, it can also feel a bit overwhelming. There's so much information out there, so many diets and trends. How do we cut through all the noise and make choices that truly support our well-being?
It's a great question. It's easy to get caught up in the latest fads or feel pressured to follow a specific diet. But the key is to focus on the fundamentals.
Back to basics. I like it.
Exactly. Eating whole, unprocessed foods as much as possible.
Okay.
Paying attention to your body's cues, what makes you feel energized, what makes
Yeah.
you feel sluggish,
Right.
and most importantly, finding what truly works for you as an individual.
So it's about tuning in to our own bodies and honoring our individual needs rather than blindly following some external set of rules.
Exactly. It's about cultivating self-awareness and developing a deep connection with your body. It's a journey, not a destination.
I love that. It takes the pressure off having to be perfect and allows us to embrace the process of learning and discovery.
It's about approaching food with curiosity and an open mind,
Yeah.
knowing that there's always something new to learn and explore.
You know, speaking of new discoveries, What's one surprising fact about food and mental well-being that most people might not know?
That's a good one. One that often surprises people is the connection between fermented foods and anxiety.
Wait, really? Fermented foods? You mean like sauerkraut and kimchi?
Those are the ones. Fermented foods are rich in probiotics, which we talked about earlier in relation to gut health.
Right.
Well, emerging research suggests that a healthy gut microbiome might actually play a role in reducing anxiety
So
symptoms.
you're saying my kimchi could help calm my nerves. That's incredible.
It's definitely an area worth exploring further. It really highlights how much we still have to uncover about this complex connection between what we eat and how we feel.
Well, I know what I'm adding to my grocery list this week. This is all so mind-blowing. It really makes you think twice about everything you put in your body.
And that's the goal, to empower you to make informed choices that support your well-being on every level.
Okay, so before we move on to the final part of our deep dive, let's do a quick recap of what we've learned about the connection between food and our mental and emotional well-being.
Great idea. Let's solidify those key takeaways.
First, we explored how certain nutrients, like omega-3 fatty acids and B vitamins, are essential for optimal brain function and mood regulation.
And we highlighted how those nutrients are abundant in many of those natural hunger busters we discussed earlier, like salmon, chia seeds, eggs, and lentils.
We also uncovered the important role of gut health and how a healthy gut microbiome can positively influence our mood and cognitive function.
And we even touched on the fascinating possibility that fermented foods like sauerkraut and kimchi might have a calming effect on anxiety.
This is all so empowering. I feel like I have a whole new toolkit for managing not only my hunger, but my overall well-being.
That's fantastic. And remember, it's not about being perfect. It's progress, not perfection.
I love that. It's about making those gradual, sustainable changes that we can stick with long-term.
Exactly. And approach this journey with a sense of curiosity, compassion for yourself, and a sense of adventure. After all, discovering the power of food is a lifelong exploration.
Well said. It's about enjoying the journey and celebrating every step we take towards a healthier, happier us.
Speaking of journeys, are you ready for the final leg of ours?
I am. We've covered so much ground already, but I'm so excited to see where this conversation takes us next.
In this final part, we're going to be tackling some of the bigger questions about food and health.
Right.
The ones that really challenge us to think critically about our relationship with what we eat.
Ooh, intriguing. This is going to be good.
We're going to be debunking myths, challenging assumptions, and ultimately empowering you to make choices that align with your values and your vision for a healthier, happier you.
Okay, listeners, you do not want to miss this. We'll be right back with the grand finale of our deep dive. All right, welcome back for the final part of our deep dive.
Yeah.
We've explored the science of Ozempic, uncovered the power of natural foods to manage hunger, even dove into how food can impact our mental well-being.
Right.
But now I want to shift gears for a minute and talk about the big picture. What does it all mean?
That's a great question. It's easy to get lost in the details, but it's so important to step back and see the bigger picture, you know?
Exactly. We've talked about specific foods and their benefits,
Right.
but what does all of this tell us about our overall relationship with food?
I think it highlights a fundamental shift in how we view food. It's no longer just about sustenance. It's about nourishment, prevention, and even healing.
That's powerful. It's like
Yeah.
we're rediscovering the wisdom of our ancestors who understood the profound connection between food and health on a deeper level.
Absolutely. And we're combining that ancient wisdom with modern scientific knowledge to unlock the full potential of food.
And it's empowering to realize that we have so much control over our own health destinies simply through the choices we make every day.
I completely agree. It's about taking ownership of our well-being and making those informed decisions that support our long-term health goals.
But honestly, with so much information out there, it can feel overwhelming sometimes.
Oh, absolutely.
Knowing what to believe or where to start.
It's easy to get caught up in those latest fads or trends.
Right.
But the key is to remember there's no one-size-fits-all approach. What works for one person may not work for another.
So it's about finding what works best for our own individual needs and preferences.
Exactly. It's about listening to your body, experimenting with different foods,
Right.
and developing a deeper understanding of what truly nourishes you.
It's a journey, not a destination, right?
Absolutely. Our relationship with food is always evolving. There's always something new to learn.
That's a great perspective. It takes the pressure off having to be perfect
Exactly.
and allows us to just embrace the process of learning and growth.
It's about approaching food with curiosity and an open mind, knowing that there's always something new to learn, something new to try.
Well, as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one message you hope listeners will take away from all of this?
I want them to remember that food is a powerful tool for transformation. It's not just about calories or macronutrients, it's about vitality, well-being. It's about living a life that's full of energy and joy.
That's beautifully said. Food really is so much more than just something we put on our plates. It's an opportunity to connect with our bodies, nourish our souls, and create a healthier, happier version of ourselves.
Beautifully said.
So to our listeners, as you go about your day, remember to pay attention to the foods you choose and how they make you feel. Embrace that power you have to create a healthier, happier, more vibrant you, one delicious bite at a time.
And remember, the world of nutrition is vast, it's always evolving. So keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those taste buds adventurous.
That's right. Thank you for joining us on this incredible deep dive into the fascinating world of food and health. We'll be back soon with more thought-provoking topics and insightful conversations.
Until then, stay curious, stay nourished, and keep on diving deep.